Hasn't already been reported out, the Hayward Police Department has been renewed as CALIA certified, which in I think in the country, Chief, if I hopefully I get this right, there's 14 other police departments in the state that are CALIA certified, and there's you know, to have CALIA certified across the country, there's very few police departments, and the CALIA certification essentially demonstrates that our police department, along with other police departments with the certification, practice nothing but the highest standard and professionalism in the profession. So congratulations, Chief, and please tell all of the men and women in the Hayward Police Department to please be safe. Okay. Well, thank you. Our next item is public comment. This is reserved for anybody who would like to make a public comment either online or in person on a topic that is not on the agenda. I do have some cards. And I will proceed with first item. Okay. Okay. So I have a list here. Well, I'll go with the order that I have here. And okay. So first speaker is Melissa. Is it Berkeley? Okay, thank you. Next speaker is Ms. Riddle. I know a lot of stuff.
Good evening, Mayor and Council members. I want to begin by offering my heartfelt thanks for the action that you took today. The courage it takes to make a hard decision, especially one that disrupts the status quo, cannot be overstated. Your choice for who the right person to lead the organization is will have lasting positive impacts for both staff and the community. By listening to us, truly listening to us, you've shown that our voices matter. You trusted us. You allowed our work and our dedication to the community to speak for themselves. And you believed us when we said that something wasn't right. That means more than words can express. It would have been easy to dismiss our concerns as noise, to accept the narrative that we are simply being resistant or entitled. But you looked deeper. You recognized that we would not have come before you again and again if this wasn't urgent, if it wasn't absolutely necessary to make a change to protect the heart of this organization. It is an honor to serve the people of Hayward and to do so along a city council that values caring, openness, and integrity. While it's a shame that we lost so many dedicated employees under Dr. Alvarez, your decision today is a step toward the opportunity to rebuild. It signals to the region that Hayward is a place where top talent will be respected, trusted, and empowered to serve. Please know that staff remains committed. We will continue to show up every day, dedicated to the strategic roadmap and providing excellent service to the community, especially in the face of ongoing budget challenges. We will make sure residents continue to feel supported no matter what is happening behind the scenes. Thank you for trusting the long-serving professionals in this organization and for working with us. Thank you for doing the hard thing. Thank you for acting swiftly in an attempt to protect this organization from further harm. Hayward is fortunate to have council members willing to face challenges head-on and take decisive action for the good of all. The culture here was built with intention. Staff were recruited with care, and that is why community satisfaction is up. That is why Measure K passed, and that is why we are all here today. Thank you for seeing the value in that and the value in us. It is truly inspiring to know that we are united in our dedication to this community. Thank you.
Next speaker is it Gina Kim or Tina Kim? Okay, thank you. Our next our next speaker is Theo Spores.
Hello, I'm Theo Spores. I work here at the City of Hayward. I've been here just over a year in DSD planning, landscape architect. I came up to speak on behalf of someone that was afraid to speak tonight. And I want to thank you all for taking action on behalf of all those people who were afraid for their jobs, afraid to speak out, intimidated, and in a position that they couldn't overcome on their own. So thank you so much for your action, for your insight, and for listening to all those people who actually didn't have a voice. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Rick Rivera.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Rick Rivera, and I'm an analyst in the Community Services Division of the City Manager's Office. Like Theo, I came here tonight to speak a statement on behalf of a coworker who was afraid to speak up for themselves. I'm very glad that I do not have to do that now. Since I have been up here a few times in the past few weeks, I will try to be brief. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank you. Leadership is not easy. It can be slow and grinding, a source of frustration and weariness. It requires boldness and vision, yes, but that's the easy part. Leadership, when done right, requires empathy, openness, humility, and courage. It begins with acknowledging and listening to the needs and lived experience of all stakeholders. It must defer to the facts on the ground, data, and best practice. Decisions cannot be set in stone. Policymakers must be able to adapt, change, and be willing to admit mistakes or change course when needed. Leaders cannot be guided by any bias or preconceptions. And once a decision has been made that incorporates stakeholders, data, flexibility, a leader must have the fortitude to stand behind it and defend it as the right thing to do. Tonight, I am so very gratified to see that the Council has embraced a vision of good leadership and have helped preserve the Hayward that I have worked for the past 5.5 years. The Hayward that was the only local government I wanted to work for. The Hayward that stands for its stated ideals of caring, openness, and integrity. It was not easy, and the path ahead is uncertain, but I want to say that I truly appreciate that Council has done the hard thing. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Alicia Khan. Thank you. Arendira Garcia.
I forgo public comment.
Thank you. Emily Huang.
Good evening, Council. Tonight, we want to thank you, not just on behalf of staff, but behalf of Hayward's values and, the values that we all aspire to hold. What you did tonight was admirable. You listened. You recognized the severity of the concerns raised by your staff and community, and you acted. It feels wrong to celebrate an individual's departure from the city in this way. This decision was not without complexity, but it was the right decision. The value in supporting staff is a huge commitment to Hayward, and we appreciate that you've shown your support and investment in Hayward's workforce, not only in this decision, but also in others, including when you approved the packages for staff in our last contract negotiations last year. Thank you. We are ready and energized to work with you and for Hayward to get work done. As we move forward, let this not be the end of the conversation, let it be a turning point. I'm very excited because this is an opportunity to rebuild our trust in this organization and in your leadership. And as this organization begins to recover, we ask you to ensure that any future leadership recruitment is approached with transparency and scrutiny, as I know you will do as we move forward in collaboration with staff. As a governing body, we hope you continue to exercise consistent, thoughtful oversight, not only when things fall apart, but proactively to ensure that they never reach this point again. City staff are ready to be partners in restoring trust in this organization. Our passion for this work, for this community, has never wavered. We are still facing challenges as an organization, like right-sizing our budget and navigating the constant changes at the federal government. And these changes won't be solved without the people who know the work the best. So tonight's decision was a vital step in the right direction. Now let's continue together with shared purpose, trust, and with a deep commitment to this city's values and vision in mind. And welcome to CMO, Attorney Lawson. You have a great group up there. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you.
Next speaker is Danny McGallis.
Good evening. I'm Danny McGallis. I am the maintenance manager at the Water Resource and Recovery Facility, and I'm also the president of HAME. Usually when you see me, I come up here and I've got something handwritten, all prepared, and I've got my green shirt on, wearing the colors. You guys usually see me in that fashion, or if we see each other outside, we get a chance to talk. I ripped up that speech. Turned out it was a good thing. I just wanted to let you know that HAME has members that are devoted to this city. They're devoted to their performance. They're devoted to the citizens of this city and all the projects as their work shows. HAME works with other bargaining units to continue to be of service to this city, to council, to the mayor, and to the executive team. We will always go forward and provide all the support we can. We look to working with you consistently as we go forward. People are thanking you today, and I'll tell you, I wanted to come up here because I have an overdue thank you for this group. Usually I was here a little over a year ago, and we were talking about contract negotiations. We were talking about what we needed to make sure we ensured the recruitment and retention of staff and how you could help us. We talked about what we needed to go forward and make this city even better as we enter into the next phase. At the end of those contract negotiations, we did good. And with other bargaining groups and amongst our peers, we patted each other on the back and said, what a great job we did. Dan, you did a great job. We really appreciate everything you did. This is one of the best contracts we've ever seen. I'm sorry that it's taken so long to say thank you. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for recognizing the need for recruitment and retention. And obviously your actions tonight show that you still know that there is a big need for recruitment and retention to be one of the #1 goals of this city, because what we have here is a team that needs to keep their continuity. Sharif Etman so eloquently delivered a message regarding the 12.5% budget deficit that we're facing. This team is ready to help you. We are ready to move forward. We are ready to provide outside-the-box thinking to help take this city into the next phase that we all know we want to be. Thank you again.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Manny Grewal.
Hi, I'm Manny from Maintenance Services and also HAME's Treasurer. I'm here tonight to acknowledge the collective courage, professionalism, and dedication shown by so many of our city employees and city council members during what has been a difficult and defining period for our organization. It's never easy to raise concerns, especially when it involves someone in a position of authority, but it's clear that many people chose to speak up, not for themselves, but for the well-being of our city and the community we serve. These individuals came together to uphold the values of transparency, accountability, and public trust. Their actions were not about politics or personal agendas, they were about doing what's right. They reminded all of us that good governance depends not just on leadership at the top, but on integrity at every level. Taking this action tonight was not a decision taken lightly, and I'm sure it weighed heavily on you all. But I believe this action reflects a shared commitment to moving forward in a way that better aligns with our city's goals, values, and vision. And for that, City Council, thank you for listening, acknowledging we needed a change before it was too late, and taking prompt action. To the employees, you've shown how successful civic engagement can be when it's driven by care and courage, data and evidence, and your efforts have obviously not gone unnoticed and represented or unappreciated. In closing, I'd like to say thank you to all those involved. As we move forward together, I hope we can use this moment to rebuild trust, strengthen collaboration, and recommit ourselves to a culture where everyone feels heard, respected, and valued. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't have any more public comments up here on the online. There's no public comments online. I don't have any more cards, so I wanted to thank you for that. Did you have a public? Okay. Oh, okay. And then, so before I close public comment, wanted to thank all of you for your public comments, and then Councilmember Andrews.
Yes, Mayor. I wanted to say last week we had a budget presentation from our staff, but there was a slide that mentioned a 1% contribution from Alameda County towards mental health services. That information needs to be reviewed. We have received information that needs to further investigate that contribution. I believe that 1% is low compared to what we're actually receiving, and our staff is working hard with Alameda County. We're going to continue to work with Alameda County to make sure we receive services here in Hayward, but they are contributing more than 1%. That it turns out it to be Hayward's contribution towards mental health services, not the other way around. So we will make sure to get that item rectified in future budget presentations.
Thank you for that. So what I'd like to do now is I want to close public comment and move on to city manager's comments. And I believe Assistant City Manager Youngblood has a comment.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This evening, we want to focus our city manager comments on recognizing an employee who has recently received a coveted recognition. Mr. Ivan Padilla, Hayward Public Library Lead Program Assistant, is the recipient of the prestigious Follow Your Bliss Award this year. Each year, the 49ers Foundation honors 10 educators for superlative achievements in teaching. Educators are picked in 5 categories: K through 5, 6th through 8th grade, and 9th through 12th grades, within 2 additional categories for administrators and community-informed educators. The award comes with a $2,000 stipend to be used for the educational resources and materials of that educator. Ivan was recognized for his deep commitment to providing welcoming spaces and opportunities to youth of all ages for their educational and social emotional growth. He has spent the last 8 years in Hayward Public Library coordinating educational programs at the library, including his work in the homework support centers, summer learning camps, and Words for Lunch. Ivan also serves as liaison and a mentor and facilitator for the Youth Commission. Ivan's tremendous measurable impact on youth was made apparent through a pilot study of our homework centers, where the observed average improvement for students in math scores was over 33%. And for English language arts, it was up 21%. Hayward Public Library and the entire city are very proud of Ivan. Please join us in congratulating him this wonderful achievement. As the foundation said, thank you for embodying the spirit of the award and all you do to guide and mentor Bay Area youth. Congratulations.
Nice, Ivan. We give it up for Ivan. Where's Ivan? Is Ivan here? Ivan's not even here. Oh my gosh. Well, that's great. Director Adelman, what a great surprise. Ivan has been the designee from the city to the Youth Commission. It comes at no surprise that he would be recognized for this, and what a great honor. And now that he has a little bit of money, maybe he'll spot us for pizza next time.
Thank you, Mayor Salinas. Thank you, City Council members, for acknowledging and honoring Ivan. I will say the money, I am very happy to say, is coming to the library. So, hey, go, working towards closing the gap. No, but Ivan is really, he's such an amazing person. He's also very modest. Yep. And unfortunately, he missed the actual ceremony, the award ceremony. He's not here today. I asked him for a picture of himself. It looked like a mug shot for, and I was like, no, Ivan, you've got to do better. So, but he is very excited that they're going to invite him to a game and actually acknowledge him at a 49ers game. So that's really great, and we're very proud of him, and I'll let you know which game it is. So nice. You can all go too. Thank you.
Well, they just signed a new quarterback, so he's not going to be, he won't, no quarterback position.
Yeah, well, no, but he'll probably be sitting behind somewhere in a very prominent place. I know, Ivan. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you. And please tell him congratulations from the council. Let's give Ivan a big round of applause. Another one. And he'll kill me if I don't say this. Congratulations, Ivan. Got you. Okay. Okay. Moving on to our consent calendar. I did have Councilmember Syrup wanted to pull item number 8, and we will vote on that separately. And so let's start with item 8 first, and then we'll move on to the rest. But I believe Councilmember Syrup had a comment about that. Yeah.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I wanted to say it wasn't my intention for this item to be continued to the following meeting. I think it would be good for us to establish a baseline of when we want to pull items or delay items, just because I think it's fair to the public if they show up to expect to hear an item heard. Unless we feel like an item needs more development and needs to be cooked a bit longer. So I wanted to clarify that wasn't my intent last week, but I am happy that we spent some time on this one. I want to thank the police chief and was it Captain Olson? Did you prepare this report? I'm trying to, sorry.
Along with budget analyst Laura Gomez, sir.
Great, thank you. I wanted to say thank you for the increased detail on this report. I think as we're making expansive equipment requests, especially of this dollar amount, I would appreciate this level of detail each time we go forward. I do appreciate that the cameras that you're looking for aren't the same 24/7 audio recording that we had originally seen before. I think a lot of the concerns that I had originally were addressed in this memo. What I want to say is my central concern around these cameras, and I understand there's a time constraint around receiving these dollars, and I'm pretty sure you have the votes you need up here, but I just still want to express this is, we're in a position where the federal government is using its funding to coerce us, and I'm incredibly proud of the Hayward Police Department and how it's upheld our sanctuary city policy and has remained committed to that. I do worry that we may find our position, whether it's with this council or a future council, where that may or may not be the case, and what that might mean for the surveillance technology we have in our city. And so there are some unresolved questions around our strategy around surveillance if we lose our sanctuary city status that make me worried about expanding surveillance infrastructure. So tonight I won't be supporting the item, but I understand the need for these plate readers. I've been supportive of them in the past. I think pending any future conversation around how we might respond to federal directives around immigration enforcement, I'd be open to revisiting these items again in the future, but I just wanted you to understand my thinking. This isn't ideological, no, because it's coming from the police, but more so, I have genuine concerns around what it means for us to expand surveillance in this specific moment in time. So I just wanted to express those thoughts, both around pulling the item last week and also what my concerns were with them, and also just appreciate the improvement in the staff report since it was brought forward last week. Thank you.
Thank you. And what I'll do next is I'll go to public comment on this item, and I have a caller is Mike Katz.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council, staff, and members of the public. My name is Mike Katz-Lacabe, and I'm the Director of Research for Open Privacy. As I did 2 weeks ago, I'm here tonight to urge you to vote against the resolution authorizing the installation of an additional 30 license plate readers. First, I want to express my gratitude to the staff for updating the staff report to clarify that surveillance microphones are not part of the planned purchase, despite the May 6th staff report, and of the intent to comply with California state law by not using license plate readers for immigration enforcement. The revised staff report also includes some useful data on vehicle theft and stolen vehicle recoveries from 2021 to 2024. As noted in the staff report, license plate readers were first implemented in Hayward in 2022. Based on the data provided in the staff report, there were 1,620 reported vehicle thefts and 806 recovered vehicles in 2021 before license plate readers were installed. That works out to a recovery rate of 49.75%. In 2024, after installing 64 license plate readers at a cost of tens of thousands of dollars, there were 2,185 reported vehicle thefts and 1,080 recovered vehicles. That works out to a recovery rate of 49.47%, which, if you remember my previous number, is slightly lower than the rate at which vehicles were recovered before any license plate readers were installed. So if the recovery rate for stolen vehicles basically hasn't changed since before license plate readers were installed, what value have the license plate readers added to either prevention of vehicle theft or stolen vehicle recoveries? Could that money have been spent more effectively somewhere else to have a greater impact on public safety? Another thing I would like to address is the planned year-long retention of data gathered by license plate readers. You should note that most police departments only retain data from flock license plate readers for 30 days. What makes Hayward so unique that it differs from the standard 30-day retention? How did the police department arrive at a retention period of 1 year instead of 18 months or 6 months or some other time period? Lastly, the staff report also fails to make a case for why an additional 30 license plate readers are needed. Was a smaller number considered? Was a larger number considered? How did the police department arrive at the decision to install 30? Lastly, no information was included about the number of agencies with which the license plate reader data is shared or the number of agencies and private flock cameras being shared with Hayward Police. I think both of which are useful for the public to know and the City Council. All of these items are important in order for the City Council to make an informed decision in their vote on this item. Without them, I encourage you to delay a vote on this item or to vote against approval at this time. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Our next speaker is TR.
Hi, good evening, City Council. So although Mike Katz has a lot of data he is presenting to you regarding the cameras, the flock cameras to record license plates, sometimes data can go too far, especially when it becomes what if this and what if that. All I know is today, the laptops and phones that we have in our hands on a daily basis are doing data tracking, click strokes, monitoring of our very actions every day. And if we need flock cameras in order to track our own data, look at data further to see if they will help return vehicles that have been stolen or damaged, or even in the case with Chris Pena, where he was run over and we had to track the license plate of the hit and run driver, which is very important to reduce legal liability to the city of Hayward, then we need to look into it and also listen to the police and the chief of police regarding their needs in order not only to recover stolen vehicles, but to reduce the legal liability and financial liability of the city of Hayward. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I don't see any more comments. I will close public comment and I'll come back to the dais and I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move the item.
Moved by Mayor Pro Tem Roach, seconded by Councilmember Goldstein. And if there are no other questions, Madam City Clerk, we can take the vote.
Since this is the consent calendar, Mayor, if there are no objections, the
Oh,
item...
okay. So if there are no well, actually, there is, yeah, so we have 1 no vote and we have 6 yay votes. Councilmember Syrup is a no vote.
All right, my apologies, Mayor. So we are going to take item 8 on its own.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me go ahead and cancel this. Let me go ahead and bring number 8 and mark. Okay, so the motion on number 8, and then it was moved by Councilmember Roach.
Moved by Mayor Pro Tem Roach, seconded by Councilmember Goldstein.
Okay. All right, Mayor. I believe you should be able to vote now.
Got it.
If you see the item. Okay.
And the item passes with 6 yeas, 1 no. Moving on to the rest of the consent calendar, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move the items.
I'll second.
Moved by Councilmember Bonilla, moved by Councilmember Andrews, seconded by Councilmember Bonilla. But before we take a vote, what I forgot to do here is I forgot to go to public comment. And all I have to do is look at City Clerk Lynn's, and I feel guilty.
No, it's fine. There's no public
I don't see
comment.
any public comment online. I don't have any cards here in the chamber. I'll close public comment. Moved by Councilmember Andrews, seconded by Councilmember Bonilla. Madam City Clerk, if there are no objections, the remaining items will unanimously pass. Thank you. Moving on to public hearing, item number 9. This is the universal residential design. Introduce an ordinance amending the Hayward Municipal Code to add Article 9, Chapter 9, Building Regulations, establishing universal residential design and visibility standards, and finding the amendments categorically exempt from CEQA review pursuant to Section 15061B3 of the CEQA guidelines. And this report is going to come to us by way of Development Services Bowser. And I had asked Director Bowser to forego staff report, but she will provide us with a sort of a high-level, 3 bulleted pointed summary. And I see Jeremy over there smiling. So I guess he just got the news.
He got the news, and he's going to give 3 bullets or 3 highlights for
And,
you,
thank you
as requested, just so that you have a little understanding, at least of what this item is, without going into a lot of detail.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Jeremy Lukirko, Planning Manager with the City of Hayward. So, big question is, what is universal design? And there's a lot of people confused about what that term means. And just in a sense, in a very boilerplate response, universal design is generally about making walkways, streetscapes, and environments more accessible and easy to maneuver for all ages and abilities. Obviously, there may be a lot of misperceptions about how universal design can be implemented, but I will just say that in developing a universal design ordinance, it really does provide a large community benefit for those homeowners that would wish to continue to age in place, and not just homeowners, but talking about those individuals with disabilities. And how it does that is it basically requires that new housing construction, single family and duplex, triplex, is being designed to accommodate additional features that that someone with disabilities may require, or someone who wants to age in place. So that's a very boilerplate, but if you have more questions, I'm happy to answer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. So I will come to the dais. This is a public hearing. First, and see if there's any questions from council. Seeing no council, Mayor Pro Tem Roach.
Thank you. Thank you for the very quick presentation. I just wanted to be clear. So the ordinance is to accommodate those design changes should people want to do them in the future. We're not requiring that people put in all of the features of universal design.
Correct. So what we're requiring is we're basically mandating that developers design their houses from the get-go to accommodate. It doesn't require that they install it. If it wants to be installed, that would be at the cost of the purchaser. Or they can defer that until later when they may need it.
And then what is the kind of cost does this add to building standards what does the accommodation actually add to your average, single family home?
It's very minimal in terms of an actual number. For example, what it requires is that instead of putting a light switch that would be up here, you would be able to place it in a different location. Instead of having door knobs, you would have a door lever. And so again, and some of these are not super expensive. There are going to be some minimal construction costs, like for example, reinforcing behind walls to allow for grab bar installation down the road. But that again, it's all to accommodate individuals who would like to just stay in their home without having to move because their home, it wasn't designed to accommodate that.
Yeah, aging in place, right? I think that's going to be part of the design. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Seeing no more speakers up here, I will close this portion. I'll move to public comment. I don't have any public comment cards. I don't see anybody. I don't see anybody online. So I will close public comment and return to the dais. And I heard a motion by Councilmember Goldstein.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Councilmember Syrup. And then I see Mayor Pro Tem Roach's name up here again. Did you want to? Okay, go
Yeah,
right
I did, because I'm just really glad. I feel like we started this work on the Planning Commission, did we, maybe? And I'm really glad to see this come forward, because before, earlier in my career, I worked at a senior center, and one of the things we did was build a new senior center. And we talked so much about universal design and what that would mean to showcase seniors in the neighborhood, how they could accommodate, aging in place to keep people in their homes. So I'm really pleased, Hayward is focusing on this for the multi-generations of kids. I mean, a zero threshold allows a stroller and a walker to go over it. So I think this is an important, sort of value, I think, that we're adding in Hayward. So thank you for the work on this.
Thank you, Councilmember Syrup.
Thank you. I just wanted to echo those compliments. Really appreciate Director Bowser and your team. Jeremy, thank you for all the work that's gone into this, as well as my colleagues on the now Housing Policy Resource Committee for reviewing this since it's come from the Planning Commission up into the council level. And we just want to agree, in addition to senior justice and really providing more opportunities and resources for seniors, this is also a form of disability justice and how we make sure we're building more units in our community that can accommodate all kinds of people. So really to enmesh and encode this into our housing ordinance, I think is a very significant step forward. And my only other comment would be, I am curious, as we move forward with this, what will the developer reactions be? And please do make an effort to surface that as this policy gets put into practice, because we have been development friendly as we try to address this housing crisis. I think this is an important thing for us to do as a city, to look out for our community. But not every policy is perfect on its first go. So now that the rubber is meeting the road, I'm excited to see how it's received and how we can continue to improve it moving forward. Thank you.
Councilmember Andrews.
I also wanted to thank the planning department regarding this item, because I do remember it coming a few times, but also wanted to thank the planning department. And when we were seeing developments with lockout units, so people can have just dignity in having their own space. So this is also providing dignity for others who need those types of features. So just wanted to applaud you all for advancing this initiative.
Thank you. I don't see any other speakers, so I will close this. And Madam City Clerk, if we can take the vote. Moved by Councilmember Goldstein, seconded by Councilmember Syrup. And the item passes 7-0. Thank you. Our next item is item number 10, PH 25-021. This is the Harris Road condos. Proposed demolition of an existing detached residence and construction of 3 residential condominium units on a 0.22 acre site located at 477 Harris Road. Assessors parcel number APN 453-0060-047-00, requiring approval of a zone change from low density residential to medium density residential, vesting tentative map, site plan review. I know, I should put my finger. Hold on, now hold on. And I got to start over. No, I'm kidding. Site plan review and finding that the zone change is consistent with the Hayward 2040 General Plan, EIR, and the proposed development is exempt pursuant to the California Environmental Quality Act, application number 202000576. Applicant Michael Ryan Architects, and the owner is Hunting Kai Jun Shin. And this is going to come to us by way of the Development Services Director, Sarah Bowser. And I believe she's going to also present a high-level
Yes. So thank you very much, Mayor and Council. I am going to turn this over to Associate Planner Richard, who's going to present tonight on this item as quick as we can.
Thank you.
Good evening, City Council and Hayward community. I will try to keep it briefer than the title of the item. I am Taylor Richard, an Associate Planner with the City of Hayward Planning Division. Tonight I'm presenting on 477 Harris Road for a zone change vesting tentative map and site plan review. Staff is asking City Council to consider the Planning Commission's recommendation and make a final decision on this application. On May 8th, the Planning Commission recommended approval 6-0 with one commissioner absent. First, I want to orientate everyone to the site. It's a rectangular 0.22 acre parcel at 477 Harris Road. The site is currently zoned RL, low density residential, and the applicant has proposed to rezone the site to RM, medium density residential. The site has a corresponding land use designation of MDR, medium density residential, within the Hayward 2040 general plan. The site is predominantly surrounded by parcels that are also zoned RM and have a corresponding land use designation of MDR. Moving on to the project itself, the project proposes to demolish an existing owner-occupied detached residence to construct a 3-story building with 3 residential condominium units. All the units will have 4 bedrooms and range in size from 2,458 to 3,391 square feet. Each unit has a 2-car garage, and there will be an additional uncovered visitor parking space provided on site. The project includes a variety of private and common open space. Each unit has a private balcony and shared access to a shared open space. The shared open space is in the rear and has a seating area, barbecue, and landscaping. The project is fully consistent with the Hayward 2040 general plan, and with the exception of the number of stories, the project is fully consistent with the existing RL zoning and the proposed RM zoning, as shown in the table. 3-story buildings, like the proposed project, are not permitted in the existing RL zoning. Therefore, the applicant is requesting a zone change to the RM district, where they are permitted. It is important to highlight that the building will only be 28 feet tall, where 30 feet is permitted in the RL district and up to 40 feet is permitted in the RM district. Lastly, the building complies with our new residential design standards by incorporating 80 facade design points when only 50 are required. The project is also exempt from environmental review under the California Environmental Quality Act. With that, staff recommends that the City Council consider the Planning Commission's recommendation and introduce the ordinance approving the zone change, site plan review, and vesting tentative map 11187 and adopt the accompanying resolution. At this time, I'm more than happy to answer any questions, and I'm joined by the architect, Michael Ryan.
Thank you. I will start up here on the dais and see we have any questions. We have Council Member Syrup.
Thank you for the report. Would you mind going back to an earlier slide where it showed what the zoning was currently, and then one more back, please? Yeah, perfect. My question here is, our current general plan land use designation is MDR, but this is still currently zoned as RL. Why the discrepancy, and why not an effort just to bring everything up to date with our general plan?
So as part of the Hayward Residential Design Study, which we brought in front of this body last year, we did fix the discrepancy by allowing you to default to the general plan density, but contain the form that is in those existing RL neighborhoods. So you have to keep it like 2 stories so it looks like everything else, but can still accompany the density. So that's how we fixed those. In cases like this, where they're surrounded by additional, like more dense buildings and they want that additional story, they'll have to go through this like rezoning process.
Got it. Do you have any recommendations for how the city might be able to streamline even this process that we're going through right now, or do you think it's still a best practice for us to maintain this stopgap or checkpoint here?
I could take it and then Sarah can try. I do think that this, as working the front planning counter, this doesn't get encountered as much and as frequently since the new residential design study has been implemented. A lot of people are happy to build at the general plan density, but also comply with the zoning standards that are in place and have liked the design tables and all of the development standards we recently adopted. So I would say this isn't a large issue.
Okay, thank you. Director Bowser, do you have more to add?
Yeah, no, I would agree. I don't think it's been as much of an issue, especially with all of the changes that the state is making at that level to sort of encourage residential development and allowing folks to default to either the general plan or the zoning, whichever provides more allowances. So it's not really been an issue. But you do end up with these. And so it's just, if the city were to take that on behalf of property owners, it's just a lot of time and resource that we don't necessarily have at this moment. And we're not seeing the demand, as Mr. Richard
Understood.
mentioned.
Okay, thanks for that insight. Yeah, I'm always just curious about these steps because, you know, it can add on to project costs and discourage some development if this is another hoop they have to jump through, but it sounds like it's a non-issue. So really appreciate the report. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Roach.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I can see, right, the neighborhood, just looking on Google Maps, you know, you can see the neighborhood. There's plenty of smaller, you know, apartments like this. Just wondering, you know, as more and more of these go into a neighborhood like this, like what was the conversation in the Planning Commission around parking?
They were very happy with the level of parking that this project provided. They even complimented the architect for providing that
What was
visitor
it? Sorry,
space.
because I'm sorry if I didn't catch that. What was the level of parking?
So they have each unit has a 2-car garage.
Oh, wow, okay.
And there is a visitor parking space on
Okay.
site for community members. So it's pretty well parked. In
Okay.
comparison to some of the developments they've been
Yeah.
seeing along Mission Boulevard in the downtown area, this is really
Okay.
well parked.
So in that case, then, my next question was, what was the neighborhood feedback? I mean, I assume because
We
of the parking.
received no public comments on
Oh, wow,
it.
okay.
So
Okay.
there's been no feedback from the neighborhood.
Okay, great. Yeah, and I can see why. I mean, you know, the architectural design sort of has a step back from the first level. So is that all part of the requirement to sort of make it look like it's not this sort of facade of 3
Yeah,
stories?
they get design points for providing like recesses and things, so this architect did it. Additionally, the architect did a big lift by moving. The building used to be located really close to the single-family home that's on the other side, and so the architect moved the building closer to the more dense part of the neighborhood to create kind of a barrier between that and the existing lower density neighborhood, so,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, great, thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no more questions, I will close this portion. Go to public comment. I don't have any public comments on, no public comment cards. I don't see anybody online, so I will close public comment and I will return to council and I'll entertain a motion. Moved by Councilmember Goldstein.
I'm happy to second, Mayor.
Seconded by Councilmember Bonilla. And if there are no further questions, Madam City Clerk, if you can please take the roll.
Right, Mayor.
And item passes unanimously with 7 votes. Thank you. Moving on to council reports and announcements. Are there any council reports and announcements? There are no council reports. You got to hit the button, you guys. Councilmember Bonilla. Yeah.
Thank you. The only announcement that I have is I just want to congratulate you, Mayor, on becoming the president of the Alameda County Mayors Conference. It says the mayors of 14 Alameda County cities voted Wednesday to appoint Hayward Mayor Mark Salinas president of the Alameda County Mayors Conference for the association's 2025-2026 year. So congratulations again. We're so happy to have you out there representing Hayward and your leadership, expanding broader just beyond Hayward, but to the whole county and beyond. So thanks, Mayor.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Councilmember Andrews.
Yes, I just wanted to thank the community for coming out to 510 Day on May 10th at Chabot College. It was well attended. I believe over 5,000 people showed up. And I want to thank West Coast Makers for helping put that event on, and wanted to thank recording artist Kamaya, who is a former Chabot College student who came back to her roots and performed for her community. So thank you, Kamaya, for performing, and thank you to the community for having a great time.
Thank you. Councilmember Syra.
Thank you. Just another small shout out. Art of the Bay partnered with Rio's Pizza and painted a little mural on their parking lot. Rio's Pizza is on Mission Boulevard on the southernmost border of Hayward. So if you stop by, grab a slice of pizza there, you will also see a really beautiful mural put together by the community. So just wanted to thank them for organizing that event and making our city more beautiful.
Thank you for mentioning public art.
And Raya's Pizza, they also have a very strong social media game. So I have to make it out there. Okay. Moving on to council referrals. We do not have any council referrals. And next is our adjournment. Next meeting will be our next meeting is May 27th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, this meeting is adjourned.